Gaming is an inherently immersive experience, arguably even more so than watching movies because you're actively participating in what's happening on the screen. If you've been using your TV's audio or even a basic pair of headphones for gaming, then I'm sorry to tell you, but you've been missing out. There are plenty of options to choose from when it comes to gaming headsets, but oddly not a great deal if audio quality is your top priority. This is particularly true when looking for headsets around the $200 mark. I was recently sent a pair of AKG K7XXs by Massdrop to try out. These aren't designed exclusively for gaming. Massdrop positioned them as headphones for audiophiles, so not only was I keen to see how they performed with games, but other areas too. I've been using them over the past couple of weeks for everything, all my music, gaming and video editing, and I have to say, I've been really impressed. The K7XXs are actually a limited edition version of the AKG K702 Anniversary Edition, which cost roughly $300 more than these. Not only are the K7XXs significantly cheaper, but they also have a few improvements over the 702s. Most notably, the frequency response has been boosted across the board, and the low ends in particular have been made a bit more meaty. Now just before I go on any further, I should let you know that this is a sponsored video. But as you long-time subscribers know, I don't talk about anything on this channel that I feel isn't worth talking about. With that being said, I think these are an incredible pair of headphones and definitely worth considering if you're looking for a high-quality all-purpose pair of cans. Now normally, I use a variety of different headphones for all my audio needs. I use a pair of Audio-Technica ATH-M20 monitoring headphones for my video editing. I have a pair of wireless Audio-Technica ATH-AR5 BTs for music. And for gaming, I've been using a pair of Astro A50s for a few years now. I could simplify things and just use one pair for everything, of course, but up until now I haven't found anything that delivers the kind of results I want for all my needs in a single package. Audio editing, for example, requires a clear separation of the highs, mids and lows, and while monitoring headphones do this very well, they're not great for enjoying music, movies or games. For gaming, being able to hear audio cues like footsteps or hit confirms easily is really important, but it's also really important to have a cinematic quality for cinematic experiences. Music, on the other hand, is extremely subjective, and the type of headphones that you need will really depend on the type of music that you listen to. I personally prefer a warmer mix, which isn't something that reference or monitoring headphones always do a great job at. Normally, the best way to accommodate all these different sound requirements is to have a bunch of different headphones for each specific need. The problem with this approach is that it can be a very expensive way to go. It also means that you end up with lots of equipment and wires, which isn't great if space is at a premium or you're trying to declutter. The AKG K7XXs bridge the gap between all of those audio requirements in the one headphone. They provide a clear distinction between the lows, mids and highs, making them excellent for audio mixing, but at the same time they have a warm enough sound to make them well suited for listening to movies and music. This combination also makes them a good fit for gaming, where having a wide soundstage as well as crisp functional audio are both equally important. There are a couple of situations where a more conventional gaming headset might be a better choice, so it will depend on the type of games that you're playing. The K7XXs don't come with a microphone, for example, so if you want to chat with other people, you'll need to invest in a microphone add-on. These can be picked up reasonably cheap though, for around $25, but it will add to your cable clutter. Microphone add-ons can be pretty fiddly to get to work with consoles too, usually requiring another piece of hardware. It's not impossible, but if game chat on console is important to you, these wouldn't be my first choice. I also found that my Astro A50s were still superior for identifying key audio cues. So while the K7XXs still sound great with a game like Call of Duty, for example, it's not quite as easy to hear enemy players. I wouldn't say that there was a big difference here, but again it's worth noting if that's a non-negotiable for you. In a cinematic game like God of War though, these headphones are pretty much in a league of their own, and this is without using an amp to simulate surround sound. For use with games where audio plays a central role in the storytelling and creating atmosphere, you'd be hard-pressed finding anything at this price point that delivers the same kind of quality. The soundstage is really impressive, delivering a sense of depth and scale that you generally just don't get from gaming headsets. I've used a variety of different cans over the years, including gaming headsets, monitoring headphones, high-end music headphones, and even headphones designed specifically for watching movies in true surround sound. The K7XXs are one of the best headphones I've come across for getting that rich immersive sound, and are comparable to headphones that cost 2 or even 3 times as much. Even the Astro A50s, which I love and also provide a more complete package, don't compare when it comes to fidelity. So how much are they? These sell for $200, and for that you get the headphones, the detachable cable, and the 6.3mm adapter. They come with a 2-year warranty, and beyond this it is possible to replace individual sections should they become damaged. Given that the 3 pairs of headphones I normally use would set you back roughly $800 altogether, this is a pretty economic alternative. Even if you were to splash out and buy a $200 mix amp and a microphone, you'd still come in at around the same price as some of the high-end gaming headsets. They obviously aren't wireless and as ready to go as a headset designed specifically for gaming, but if quality audio is your top priority, then there really isn't anything in the gaming headset space that comes close. From a comfort point of view, it's again difficult to fault this pair of headphones. The K7XXs are some of the most comfortable I've ever worn. They are on the large size, but they're also deceptively light, which makes them a pleasure to wear even after having them on all day. The ear cups are big, covering the entire ear, and are made out of a soft memory foam with velour coverings that don't generate much heat. The open back design that helps them sound so good also lets them breathe a little better. My personal feeling is that open back headphones are generally easier to wear over long periods because they're typically less hot. Closed back headphones can tend to feel overwhelming after a while too, because the sound is projected more into your skull, at least in my experience anyway. The downside with this design is that people around you can hear what you're listening to, so just be aware that these will generate a little more noise than most gaming headsets. They're very easy to adjust, so regardless of the size of your dome, you shouldn't have an issue fitting them. The build quality feels solid. I haven't been concerned with any part of them feeling flimsy or prone to breaking, but again, should you need to replace a part, it's designed with this in mind. My only gripe with them is the size, and also the length of the cable. This makes them a little impractical for using on the go. It's certainly still possible, of course, but I found them pretty uncomfortable to wear around my neck for any prolonged period, and they take up quite a lot of space in a bag. If you have them on all the time, then it's not an issue, but as soon as you take them off, it's hard to know where to put them. That being said, for everything else that I use them for, the size was never a concern. Considering the wide range of uses and relatively inexpensive cost for what you get, these are a pretty easy pair of headphones to recommend. For anyone looking for a quality all-in-one option, or for someone looking to consolidate their current setup, definitely check these out. If you have any questions about the K7XXs that I haven't answered, be sure to leave those for me in the comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Otherwise, if you found this video useful, you can always drop me a like, subscribe if you'd like to stay up to date with all my content, but otherwise, thanks for watching.